Hey everyone, welcome back to Bamboo Batu. Today I want to tell you about a place called Wongphai Farms. Wongphai Farm. Wongphai is Thai. It means bamboo family. Pai is the Thai word for bamboo. And as you might have guessed, I'm in Thailand and I'm surrounded by bamboo. This is a little bamboo nursery right here. My friend Combe started this farm a couple years ago. He got a hold of this piece of land, and the land formerly was used as it was a cassava farm. They farmed cassava here, which is a major cash crop in Thailand and a lot of tropical regions. And it was farmed in a very conventional way, using a lot of pesticides and chemicals. But for some reason, the people that owned the land wanted to get out of the cassava business, and so Combe was able to get a good deal on this piece of property. And he let it sit for about a year or so, hoping that the pesticides and stuff would kind of percolate out of the soil. And then he started planting bamboo, lots of bamboo. And what I like about this place, there's a lot of things I like about this place, but one of the things I like is this area over here where he's got about 80 different species of bamboo. It's like a bamboo demonstration garden / museum / botanical garden / blow your mind with bamboo situation. And so that ticks a lot of good boxes for me. And if you're into bamboo, you'll find so many different species. Interesting things. A lot of interesting things about the way he grows the bamboo here. Let's take a step down into the bamboo museum, if you will. So he plants all the bamboo, companion planting with banana. There's a nice striped leafed Gigantocloa bamboo right here. Beautiful colors on this. Some really exotic species that I'm not even really familiar with. And I'm pretty familiar with a lot of bamboo. If you've watched my videos or seen my website, you probably know that. But this place is really next level for sure. So as I was saying, he's planting the bamboo, he and his crew, with bananas. Now there's a couple reasons to do that. When you start out planting bamboo, if it's just on an open field like this, it's going to be in full exposure to the sun, and the soil can dry out, and the little tender seedlings can get kind of cooked. So the big banana leaves provide a lot of shade to protect the young plants, and that's important. And because banana grows a lot faster than bamboo in the first few months at least. And then the other thing is, the bananas start producing a crop pretty quickly. So within I think 6 or 9 months or so, you start harvesting bananas. And so there's a nice cash crop you can start making money on while you wait for the bamboo to keep growing. The other thing about bananas is you get a big stalk like that, and it produces some bananas, and then you get little stalks start to come up. And so you'll cut down the big ones to make room for the little ones, because if you have too many stalks on one banana clump, then they're competing and you don't get one strong. You want to get 2 or 3 really good strong banana stems, and then remove the older ones, make room for the young ones. And so you end up with a lot of biomass, a lot of banana stalks that you're cutting out, banana leaves. And so that biomass you can just lay it down on the farm, let that stuff break down, adding organic matter into the soil. Another thing they do is they grind up that banana stalk and use it for feed for their ducks and geese that they have here on the farm, producing some really nice duck eggs. So that's companion planting with banana. And then eventually the bamboo is going to get a lot bigger than the banana. So at that point, you might have to just kiss the bananas goodbye and plant some other kinds of crops that could be good in the shade. Maybe some ginger or some turmeric, a couple other local plants, culinary plants that are really good in the shade. And so you continue to get that cash crop and use up that space in between. I believe his planting here is about 6 meters by 6 meters. So 6 by 6 for each bamboo. That includes the bamboo and the banana together. So it's pretty large spacing. So you get a lot of room to walk around. It's not meant to be a high density commercial farm. It's meant to be more of a demonstration garden. So there's room for tractors or a little Jeep or something to drive in between the rows. There's room for people to walk around and admire the bamboo and read the signs. I really appreciate the fact that every bamboo is identified with a nice little sign, a little placard, tell you what species it is. You know, I like to go to botanical gardens when I travel. I always visit botanical gardens, and I really like reading the signs and knowing what kind of plant I'm looking at, getting the botanical name. When you know the botanical name, you can be sure what it is. If you have a common name like giant bamboo or webbed foot bamboo, or who knows what kind of names they come up with nowadays, might mean one thing in Thailand, it might mean something else in Colombia. So here we have Dendrocalamus brandisi, interesting species of Dendrocalamus. Really nice big leaves. These get huge. This one's this one's only been here for a couple of years, about a year and a half, 2 years, I think, is when most of these got planted. They're doing really well. Khom has some expert advice on the botanical side, helped him to source and select all the different species found here. I have to say, they've done a magnificent job, and I'm thoroughly impressed. And I've seen a lot of bamboo in my days, but this is really something else. Another interesting thing I've noticed is around the base of the plants. I don't know if you've noticed in the background, they're using coconut shells, cracked coconut shells as like a mulch. So it's a little bit bigger and chunkier than the kind of mulch I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing like wood chips or leaves or something like that. I was a little bit skeptical when I saw the size of those coconut shells, but apparently that's something they do here, and it works pretty well. Like other mulch, it's going to protect the soil, keep it from drying out, keep it from getting too hot, and eventually the coconut's going to break down and again return that organic matter into the soil, building up the topsoil here, which after years and years of cassava farming, the topsoil is not in particularly good shape. So he's really transformed this place from a conventional cassava farm into kind of a miraculous bamboo paradise. He's also going to be adding biochar. He's a big biochar proponent. That's actually what brought me to Thailand, was helping him working on his bamboo biochar project in another part of Thailand. And so he's going to be applying a lot of biochar to these bamboo clumps. He's already been using biochar in some other areas of the farm, but they're going to start doing that a little more systematically in this area. And you can see over here, there's already been some biochar added. So they're already getting to work on it. And I think, you see that? A lot of biochar. I got some ants in there too. There's a lot of ants in Thailand, big ants, small ants, red ants. And they bite my toes. I walk around in flip-flops, get my toes bit. But small price to pay to be in bamboo paradise, right? So, something else I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what it is right now. There's so much going on here. It's really a spectacle to behold. I don't know what it was. There's some Schizostachium brachylocadium over here. This is a really beautiful ornamental bamboo. They grow a lot in the tropics. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but I know how to spell it. I just don't know how to pronounce it every time. Schizostachium brachylocladum. Yep. Really attractive species of bamboo, and they're doing a lot of propagation here too. I don't know what happened to all the propagation, but there's a lot of different ways to propagate bamboo, as you might know. Usually we talk about growing it from seed, which is pretty challenging, or growing from cuttings, which is a more common way to do it. And these days you get a lot of kind of laboratory situations where they're doing cuttings on a microscopic scale, tissue culture cuttings, micro tissue culture they call it sometimes. So over here they're doing a really cool technique. This looks like painted bamboo. also known as Bambusa vittata, Bambusa vulgaris vittata. They call it painted bamboo because it's got these stripes on it, and every stripe is a little bit different, so they kind of look like they're hand painted. It's pretty stuff. But you probably noticed these little bags on here. The bags are filled with coconut fiber from coconuts, and they put that little bag on there. Well, first what they do is they take a little cutting, they make some little cuts into, let's see if we can come down here. So they make some little small cuts at the base of the branch, and then they wrap a bag around that with some moist coconut fiber. And coconut fiber is a really good growing medium, really good for seedlings, sprouting seeds, germination. I think he's going to be mixing biochar with the coconut next time he does this, but we're still waiting to see how this works out. But with that little cut in there into the stem, it's going to promote some root growth, especially if it's packed in a little pouch of soil like this. So that's the idea. Takes maybe 3 to 6 months, I believe, and they'll come back, and hopefully every one of those little bags, or maybe 9 out of 10 of those little bags, is going to be a new bamboo plant. And because it's cutting, that means it's going to be an exact genetic replica of the original mother plant, and so they know pretty precisely all the characteristics of the plant, not only the species, but within a species you can get a lot of variation. Some plants are just more robust than others. Some just get bigger culms, some produce more culms than others. Just something about them. But just because it's the same species doesn't mean they're all going to be identical. Far from it, in fact. But if they're all cuttings from the same mother plant, then they will be identical. So nice to know, to have that reliability and consistency in your propagation. So yeah, that was a technique I hadn't seen before, not with bamboo anyway. So they're doing that with quite a few of the plants here. And such a great collection, all the different species here. I'm not going to run through them all because that would get a little bit tedious. But there's some ornamental ones, some commercial ones, some local exotic ones. The signs are all written in Thai with the Latin name underneath, or what they like to call the English name, because it's written with American letters, also known as the Latin alphabet. But in English we use the Latin alphabet, but the name is also Latin, as in Dendrocalamus. This is Dendrocalamus asper right here, one of the more famous species of bamboo, commercially very popular. It's fast growing, it's big, very straight culms, very strong culms, produces lots of shoots. The shoots are edible, the leaves are great tasting for tea. And if you get a chance to come to Western Thailand, it's about 2 or 3 hours west of Bangkok, near the border with Myanmar. Cool spot, right up against the hills, and some great views, some great food. The food's incredible. Definitely try the bamboo shoot salad. You'll love it. There's 100 different ways to prepare bamboo shoots, and here in Thailand there's probably closer to 1,000. I've been here for about a week, and every meal has just been sensational, and no 2 meals have been the same. So the variety and the quality are somewhat mind-boggling. Unless you don't like spicy food. If you don't like spicy food, then you better, bring a lunchbox and prepare yourself. Well, that's about it. If you want to visit, check out their website. I'll put a link to it down below. And you're going to want to make an appointment before you come. It's not open to the general public at this point. But if you make an appointment, Khom will welcome you to the farm. He and his staff will give you the royal treatment. The hospitality here is really something else. The bamboo construction here is amazing. They've got little gazebos, little houses, little huts, and bathrooms all made out of bamboo. They really know how to grow bamboo, how to cook bamboo, how to build with bamboo. Bamboo is an essential part of the culture here, and it's yeah, it's like bamboo flows in their bloodstream. I came to Thailand thinking I was an expert in bamboo. And I look around and I realize everybody here is an expert in bamboo, and I'm just some tall white guy from America. But they've treated me really well in spite of that, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here, and I can't wait for my next visit. All right, see you next time. Can't wait for your next visit either.